What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still supporting.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 120 to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023. And here we are. We're in the, I guess you can say we're starting off 2025 strong, right? Okay. Now, if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the chat and it is free to sign up. Or, of course, we continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it, right? Okay, right down to the lids, and anything that I don't put out enough time and make a video for, we should already be discussing it in the Discord, right? Okay, we got a strong group over there, and we're steadily growing slowly but surely, right? Okay, so we're just working what we got, you know? I'm dealing with the cards that we were dealt. But anyway, man, enough rambling. Let's just get right into this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. Pretty much so. This Saturday, the kid had to go to the chop shop, and probably by the time that I'm shooting this video, it's probably time to go back again, or at least schedule my next appointment, right? Okay. But with that being said, on Saturday, the kid stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 1, and these are the trophy room joints. And I want to say this is the rookie card joints right here, okay? Now, this is one of those, it was a part of my eBay Top Star when they had a Top Star program. One of my favorite shoes in my collection, low key. Now, I will say this is a shoe that I probably wouldn't chase on the resale market, but if you're going to give it to me for retail, I'll take it, right? Okay, the packaging was very nice, and to be honest, for as a nice day it was on Saturday, I feel like this is the perfect time to bring this out. Now that we're into spring, heading into I guess you could say, no, what am I looking for? Now that we're heading to spring/summer, definitely low tops, we're going to be bringing those out a lot bit more, man. So as it warms up, but then again, in the DMV, you guys can attest to me, if you're in the area, our weather is literally all over the place. And to be honest, at work, off mode, but on mode, everybody's been randomly just sneezing and coughing, man, because one minute we're hot, next minute we're cold, man. And it's just up and down until we finally adjust to what the weather's gonna be like, right? Okay, but this was my Saturday shoe, was an Air Jordan 1, and this is the Trophy Room rookie card. And I believe this is the away colorway, but don't quote me on that. Now, we're gonna move right on to Sunday. Kid right back. No, this time I actually was just pretty much at the crib, man. I think Sundays I try to have that my reset day, my wound down day, my family day, you name it. So pretty much, if you guys haven't figured it out, I was in the Yeezy slides right here. Now, this is the pure colorway, and yes, I know they're beat, but that's the point. I paid resale on these, and I think I bought these back in 2021. Don't quote me on this. Way before Ye actually went on his rant with Adidas, and you know, they became readily available, which I still got a lot of Yeezy slide pairs that I'm sitting on. I think I may put one more pair up for sale, but it just depends. I did give one pair to the tattoo artist that does my tattoos, and I may put one more for sale on my eBay page just because I don't think I'm going to get around to wearing that joint. I think all I need is pretty much my travel pair, one more backup pair, and I think the other pairs I should be able to be calling it good. But right now I haven't really made a decision, kind of on the fence on it, but this was my Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy slide, pure. Cool. Now we're going to move right on to Monday. Now this week, and I know a lot of people probably noticed in the DMV, we have what we call a lot of rain, man. So pretty much this week we had half and half rain coming through. So pretty much I like to prepare. When the rain's coming through, I wear nothing but the patent leather. But the week did get better throughout the week. So it's not going to be all just Air Jordan 11. So for the people who probably be questioning man, you wear a lot of Air Jordan 11s, it's because of my area. And I feel like this is a shoe that, again, it can make it through the storm or make it through the rain, so to speak. So anyway, Monday right back to work, and I brought out none other than the Air Jordan 11, and these are the Win Like 96s to the best of my knowledge. It's ironic, I was about to actually sell the shoe, and Dunks, I think, convinced me not to sell it. And a couple other people that I talked to, they're like, man, don't sell it, because at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. it doesn't hurt to have some beaters in your collection, man, because if every one of your shoes are drip, then, you know, unless you don't mind messing up your pairs and calling it what it is, and every shoe is meant to be worn, but if you're trying to get that durability, and some days I feel like you don't want to wear your best stuff. Sometimes you want to wear some stuff that's still heat, like this is low-key still heat, but at the same time, I wouldn't put this in the top 10 or top 5, like Air Jordan 11s of all time, if that makes sense. And I don't want to make that sound like a diss, but I'm just saying. But anyway, this was my Monday shoe, was a Winlake 96's Air Jordan 11. Cool. Now I'm gonna move right along onto Tuesday again. The kid right back at the work. Again, we had like rain, but to be honest, man, I know my luck, right? And I'm just gonna bring out the shoe, and I'm talking none other than another Air Jordan 11, and these are the Space Jams. Now, this is the one with the 45s on the back that I believe dropped in 2016, but don't quote me on that. But with that being said, man, I will say this. I've been very lucky because, to be honest, each day that it rained, I saw that it rained outside, but I just happened to be inside the building, and every time I stepped outside, it had just literally like finished raining. So honestly, I don't know what it is, but I know the minute that I like try to roll the dice and wear something like I feel like it's super duper dope, I'm gonna be caught in the rain and destroy the shoes. So I don't really want to roll the dice. But this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11, and these are the Space Jams, man. Arguably one of my favorites in my collection, and I think it's Manny with the kicks. Pretty much we've all been saying the same thing, like it's time for Jordan Brand. I feel like, I know we're not getting them this year in 2025, but I would like to see a revamp or a remodel or not like a remodel, but it's time to do like a retro of these right here, man. It's time we need a fresh pair. But this was my Tuesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11 Space Jams. Now we're gonna move right on to Wednesday. Finally, the weather cleared up, and if the kid sound like he's been under the weather, I low-key am, but I feel good. But at the same time, I have been like randomly sneezing and coughing, but I think that's just a mixture of the pollen in the air and just the area. But anyway, Wednesday, right back at the work, and I brought out a shoe that I'm wearing for the first time other past my on feet that I did these, and these are the Air Jordan 3. I'm my years to the Fuse Blue, aka For Love, whatever you want to call these guys right here. But a shoe that, you know, I'm not gonna hesitate to just let my shoes sit on ice, right? Okay, if I bought it, I'm rocking it. But arguably one of my favorites in my collection so far, but I'm gonna see how they do on feet for real, like a real live test on these guys right here. But On My Year, y'all know I picked this up from the On My Year website, and they just recently dropped on the sneakers app actually this week, right? Okay, so pretty much I feel like, hey, it's about time to bring them out other than just the on feet. As much as I love my sneaker collection behind me, it's not just a, I could say, a display case. It looks great in the videos, but at the same time, I'm rocking these sneakers behind me, you best believe, right? Okay, so this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 3, the Fuse Blue, or we can say For the Love. Like, and I'm pretty sure For the Love is a collection of what this is called, but I believe we're calling this a Fuse Blue, but this was my Wednesday shoe. Cool. Now I'm gonna move right along on to Thursday. Again, the kid right back at the work. I work a full-time job, 5 days a week, and y'all know I'm dropping that sneaker YouTube content on top of that. So pretty much, again, right back to work on Thursday. Kid stepped in none other than, I'm talking the Air Jordan 12s, and this is like my second most silhouette in my collection, the Air Jordan 12 Playoffs. One of my favorites in my collection for sure. I remember when I did a mall vlog and picked these guys up right here, and I was glad to see these come back out. This kind of just reminds me of like my childhood days, man, of some of the sneakers that I couldn't get. And I've said this time and time again, Air Jordan 1, most probably silhouette in my collection. The runner-up is these guys right here, the Air Jordan 12s. And not particularly this colorway, but just the 12s in general. But the Playoffs, I love these, man. I feel like this is very, very versatile. I like this shoe. And even though it's kind of like a high cut joint, but it's kind of one of these shoes, if you know, you know, man. Timeless, classic sneaker. White and black, can you really go wrong with it when it's done correctly? And I know they've done reverse versions. I don't like all the reverse stuff, and I don't want to say it looks bad, but when I know the OG is out there, I prefer the OGs every single time. And that could just be me getting as an older sneakerhead, and I know people have been making fun of me in the comment section, but I mean, I think it just comes with the game. Like, I know I'm not full all the way there OG status, but I know that, hey, you know, I'm trying to do my best to get to that status. And, you know, I don't want to be the guy to try to get a Young Bucks all the game, because they got to come up and build their own lane too. But at the same time, I feel like I'm staying right in my lane. So pretty much this was my Thursday shoe, was the Air Jordan 12, and these are the Playoffs. Cool. Now let's move right along on to Friday. So I'm going to give you guys a quick hint real quick. This is a shoe that I'm wearing for the very, very first time, and I'm almost positive if I hadn't had this shoe for 2 years, I'm knocking on 2 years of not wearing it all for the first time now. To be fair, this joint I had to come off the hip with the chips. It was like a birthday present to myself. And you know, sometimes you just work hard and sometimes you gotta treat yourself, so they say. So anyway, man, pretty much on Friday, the kid stepped in arguably my favorite silhouette of all time, and I'm talking the Air Force One in general. Now this is the Off-White MCA RP to Virgil, first things and foremost, but it's a shoe that this was really hard to cop, first off. And I know that I don't have the hang tag on this joint, but Air Force Ones, for the people who keep asking me or randomly ask me, what's your favorite sneaker? What's your favorite? It's gonna be the Air Force One no matter how you slice it and dice it. I feel like the Air Force One is the most timeless classic sneaker of all time for me, right? And I'm saying this for myself because what I'm saying is, like, just because this is my favorite don't mean it's the best, right? But when I was growing up, right, this was that shoe where pretty much if you didn't have this shoe, everybody had this shoe, and not particular this colorway, but this silhouette, right? Okay, and this is why these are so sentimental to me too. So pretty much when Nike does a colorway that does it just right, like these, of course with that Virgil stamp on there, that Off-White, of course I have to rock these guys, and I kept them just like how they come with the white laces. Now they did come with some blue extra laces, but you know what? I didn't want to do that. I like the way the white is on these joints, and even though, to keep it real, blue isn't my favorite color, but growing up in middle school, and Duncan vouched for me, I used to wear a lot of baby blue. Now I know this is probably going to be considered like a UNC colorway, right? Okay, but to me this is like a baby blue, that light baby blue joint. So pretty much this was my Friday shoe. Finally happy to get a chance to wear these guys right here. Probably, in my opinion, I'm going to probably be rocking these joints all summer long. So we're going to be seeing these a lot more in the sneaker rotation videos to come. But this was my Friday shoe, was a Nike Off-White Air Force One MCA. Cool, man. So pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week, man. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. Y'all know I'm doing my very best to stay on top of the comment section, even though I kind of get behind. But anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.